Hello boys and girls, welcome to my channel. I'm for Classic and welcome to BenchART. So for today what I do have in here is a Trine 4 The Nightmare Prince. This game is developed by Frozen Bytes, the same developers of, well, the entire Trine series, and they are using their in-house technology. So yeah, it's pretty much the same engine as they have been using on their Trine series, but of course each time they release a new game they seriously improve their engine. Unfortunately, they should probably try to add more graphical options into this game because there aren't too many in here. So it's just texture settings and full screen resolution scaling, and devising VSync or FPS limit. And actually the resolution scaling doesn't really look the same as any other game, because I'm using 30% of resolution scaling in here to be above 60 frames per second all the time, but yet it should be looking pixelated or blurry, but it's not really the case. It looks either pretty good. So in all other games it would be entirely pixelated, so I'm not really sure what is this 30% that they are mentioning. So for the requirements, this game asks for a quad-core 2.0 or dual-core 2.6, and they also ask for 4 gigs of RAM and an HD 5700, so quite lightweight on the graphics card. And as you can see, I'm just playing with maximum settings. It's not really maximum, I'm playing at maximum 1K textures, 30% of resolution scaling, and by using these I got an average of 67 frames per second with a 1% low of 58. If I use native resolution, what I get is an average of 43 frames per second with a 1% low of 39. So what happens really is you can play the game entirely maxed out, of course, aside from anti-aliasing. Just don't use SSAA, just use TAA or something like that. And if you can actually max out that game aside from that and get a good experience above 30 frames per second. In case of my tests, it is pretty much above 40 frames per second, so you know, the frame rate range between the 40s to 60 frames per second. But in case you want to guarantee something like a frame rate above 60 frames per second, you really need to drop down the resolution scaling to something like 30%. But like I said, this 30% it is not quite the same as other games. I'm pretty sure this might be equivalent to like 60% or 70% of the other games, so I'm not really sure what type of resolution scaling they are implementing in here. But what I'm really sure about it is that despite it improves performance, it might not be really real 30%. It might just only be on x-axis or y-axis. I'm not really sure if it is only set to horizontal pixels or vertical pixels, because this is not, you know, it's not really penalizing the image quality in the same level as the other games. That's why we need to go with such low resolution scaling to guarantee those 60 frames per second than in other games. So talking about this game, this is a game that I would only recommend if you have friends to play with, because Trine always have been kind of a cooperative game. It doesn't really prevent you from playing solo, but all the fun in this game, and this is my honest opinion, it is with friends, and this is where the game really shines. Also, yeah, aside from that, this is pretty much a side-scrolling puzzle game where you get access to multiple characters. Each character have its own powers, and that is why it is so fun to play with other friends, because each friend controls a different character with each special powers, and you need to solve puzzles and sometimes fighting moments all together, and this is quite interesting. I have completed Trine 1 with a friend, and I can proudly say that it was a very good experience as a game. So yeah, and I'm not the only one saying that about Trine series, because on Trine 4 Steam page 80 to 85% of the people are really satisfied with this game, and same goes for Metacritic, which the average it is around 80 to 85%. So it's a reasonable game, but with a very good price, because this game costs $29.99 on Steam. But if you want to get it cheaper, you can get through Greenman Gaming. Greenman Gaming, it is selling the game at this moment, I mean at the moment of the upload of this video, for around 25.99. This is, I mean, 25.49. This is pretty much close to €4 discount. It is a good discount considering the price of the game on Steam. And you should not be afraid of buying through Greenman Gaming, because this is an official store. Alright, this is not a grey market store. This is super official store. You buy a key for the game, activate on Steam, and the game will be on Steam forever. So despite you buy through Greenman Gaming, your game will be on Steam, just like it will, just like you would have brought the game from Steam. Alright, so I guess that's all that I want to talk about Trine. Hope you keep enjoying the rest of the gameplay, and I do hope to see you soon. Goodbye.
Oh no, last night's avalanche laid waste to the bridge. Now how am I going to get to the mailbox? What an amazing goat! Thank you. For a moment there, I was sure he was going to ram me.
No, that wasn't how it went. Let's try again.
What's this? A letter for me? Dear Amadeus the Wizard, we require you for a mission of the utmost urgency.